Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear brother and sister around the globe. We are very happy to see you guys again. And here we have our brother Resean. We're still in the same seat position. We tried to capture everything as we could while he's with us. That's like part 2. And please, again, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the channel. And as well, if you have any comments, please feel free to write it down. So, we are back with Brother Resean, and we will be talking to continue the questions that we had for him. So, first question. He said, Islam is very unique religion. And this is from our brother called Adil. He said, Islam is very unique, but what is the most unique aspect that in Islam that capture your heart?
It's made easy.
Made easy, wow. A lot of people say it's tougher.
Life is tough.
Life is tough.
Yeah. Religion's easy. Life is just tough.
So you didn't feel like, oh my gosh, I have to pray 5 times a day. Oh, I have to be nice. I have to smile. Like all these requirements, you don't feel?
I mean, some people eat 5 times a day. Some people
Okay.
have to use the bathroom 5 times a day or more, you know. I mean, I feel that as soon as you put the habit in place and it's something that you want to do, you're gonna do it, you know. And it's made easy. You're allowed to make up prayers, you know. I don't know what that was. You're allowed to make up prayers. If you don't pray at that time, you know, you can pray extra prayers for other times, you know, before Isha. If you missed Maghrib because you were at work and you are just
So you feel there is flexibility.
Yeah, it's the flexibility.
Do you think that's an excuse for people to use?
It's not an excuse. If it's time for Maghrib, if it's time for Fajr, and you're awake, you should pray. You shouldn't put it off. You shouldn't say, I can make it up there in Dora. It's too early. I'm too tired.
Is praying a struggle for you?
It's a big struggle for me. You're on such a schedule, and you have, when you leave prison and you come out and you have somebody waking you up because it's count time, or you have this schedule that you're doing, and then you get out of prison and you're home. For one, I think I speak for everybody that's been in prison, the mattresses are small, so it's uncomfortable. And when you go home, even if you're sleeping on a twin
in the
bed, you don't want to get up for Fajr. You're like, but you set an alarm, you wake up for Fajr, and you make that your daily routine. Make dua, ask Allah for help, ask Allah to help you.
So what is the unique thing?
The easy. It's easy. It really is. I mean, people make their lives harder.
Yes,
the religion
right.
is easy. You make your life harder. You make your life as hard as you want to make it. But it's definitely an easy religion.
What do you think makes you strong in your faith? That's the second question.
What makes me strong in my faith? My lessons. I mean, the lessons that I've learned.
Lessons. Okay.
Yeah, just throughout life, and then coming to this point of right now.
In the break,
like nobody can tell me anything.
In the break, like when we figured that we have to take another video, and we went above and beyond our limitation. You told me a story. Was that story? Was a point change for you in your life?
Was it a change?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a change.
The story was about a prophet companion. His name is Salman al-Farisi.
Yes.
And he, I'm just reminding, so in case if people didn't know, Salman al-Farisi was worshipping the fire, and and then read the book about Judaism and Christianity. I'm not sure which one first, and then he tried to figure his way to God. I think maybe Christianity. And then he went, he traveled, he escaped, he joined Christianity, they beated him up, and then he escaped, and he was like a king.
Yeah.
And then he went, and he left everything behind. And
His family was rich, yeah.
And he was very rich, and
Yeah.
then he ended up being Christian. He followed so many pastors. You see pastors that it's good around people, but between them and God, they're horrible.
bad, yes.
And then he found good people, good Christians, and then his last Christian priest tell him it's a time of a new prophet. His name is Muhammad. I'm saying the story as short as this is good. So, and then he started to travel to Mecca to find the prophet and have like a few things to kind of test if this is the prophet
He
or
was
not.
enslaved.
And then he got enslaved, and he became a slave, and I know that's very touchy because here in America and you know, like black slaves and stuff, I don't want to get in so much deep in that, but so he became a slave, and it didn't make him stop fighting the truth, and
Yes.
and he finds the Prophet ﷺ, and he converted to Islam, and he shakes the Prophet ﷺ, he tested him, he tried to give him surety to see if he was going to eat from it or not, and then he gifted him, and then he tried to seize the seal in the back of his
Yes.
body, and then he converted to Islam, he reverted to Islam, and you mentioned that story to me, so how does this story make you?
It made me know that knowledge, if you're the seeker of knowledge, it will always be there. If you're looking for something, you're gonna find it.
Mhm.
No matter what,
Mhm.
you're gonna find it. You know, they always say, Christians say it too. You take a step towards God, take a step towards Allah. He takes 2 steps towards you.
Good.
So no matter what, as long as you go towards that righteous path, you stay on that good path, like you'll find your way. You're gonna always find your way.
MashaAllah. So how does observing or performing these rules affect your daily life? It's very similar to the previous question.
It's fun. It's actually pretty fun. I mean,
Like now you have to plan your time around praying and stuff?
you have to plan your time around praying, and it's good for jokes, because even though I have to do it, it's like it's good. It's fun. Like my mom will say, "Hey, you wanna help me fix the garage?" Oh, it's awesome.
Wow. So you find excuses. Okay.
Oh, it's awesome. Well, I'm sorry, Mom.
I
You have to give me a little bit. I have to make wudu. I have to go pray. I have to call the adhan. You know.
So you're mentioning your mom. Do you realize how Islam speaks about how you should treat your parents?
Yes.
Does this change before Islam, after Islam, or you feel you were good to them before?
I felt like I was a disappointment in my eyes because of how I was.
Okay.
But I was never a person that was raised, like I'm from St. Thomas, so you don't disrespect island women. You just,
okay.
you don't.
They'll
And that's
beat you
why
up?
I'm like, what? Mom's a little lady, and she will
okay.
beat me up if she wants to.
Okay.
But I don't disrespect my mom. And now even so, I have a higher value for her, you know, no matter what, because she gave me one of the ultimate mercies, and that's to give birth to me and to take care of me. So,
And this is a very important message and a question that I have. What do you want others, non-Muslims, and I will include, so the question was non-Muslims, but let me say and Muslims,
okay.
to know about your religion?
What I want
No.
them to know about my religion,
That you think that they misunderstanding
They misunderstand.
or they're not following correctly or whatever. So what do you think, like, where?
I would say it's for everybody. You got too many people out here that believe that it's not for them. I've met Spanish, I've met Asian, I've met white, I've met black, I've met, Arabs. And too many people try to categorize things, and you can't. You really can't. There's too much hate out here. There's way too much. And it's just, if history's taught us anything, if you believe that, people believe that black man was the first person, all right, if you believe that, then everybody is essentially from Africa, you know? So you gotta realize that this whole world is our ummah. And it's up to us to be there for people, you know, as much as possible. It's better to be there for people who you don't like. You know, you be there for people you like. It's better to be there for people you don't like, because then you bringing them closer. You know, you'd rather make a friend than an enemy.
Yeah.
You know.
So my last question from our brother Adil, he said, what are some goals you have in life before, and how does Islam have changed this? Does Islam change this or agree to it?
Islam changes all of my goals, because all my goals were pretty much negative, and now my goals now are very positive. I would like to help my family. I would like for my kids to learn this religion, to grow up into this religion. I would love for my kids' mothers to be accepting of them, and to see that everything that I want to do with my kids is of the highest order. Like everything that I want to do, how my daughter is going to be treated by anybody, how she's going to present herself to the world, how my sons are going to act, how they're going to be towards females, how they're going to be towards their mother, how they're going to be towards my mother, their grandmother, how they're going to act towards me, and how they're going to carry themselves as men. So I know that this is just the way to go. That's just really what it is. It's like, this is the way to go. Like, the way I need to carry myself in life is to gradually keep taking these steps towards Allah.
So a lot of people were in your stage, in jail, or sadly going to be in jail because it's part of life. And some of them are outside jails. But a lot of people have struggled to make a choice. They struggle to follow what they think it's right. For whatever reasons, could be culture, family, people they don't want to upset, people, you know. What would be your advice for those that they were in your position, but they cannot take the step forward yet? And I want to say yet because they may take it, they may not, but
Yeah.
so. If you have an advice to them, what would you say?
I would say, I don't know how to word this. Everything.
Say what's in your heart.
Everything is made apparent. You know, you can't say you're this or you're that. It's already, they're gonna see that in you. So there's no reason, like as in now, like I remember when I wanted to take my shahada, I wanted to wait. But it's like, what's the point of waiting, you know? Like everything's gonna come after that. Everything will come after that. There's no point in delaying something that you feel is right. There's no point. If you feel that that's the right way to be, the best way to be, something that's gonna help you out, you're worried about what other people are gonna think about you. But as long as you're sincere and as long as you're a good person, and as long as you know that what you're doing is right and the way you treat people is right, there's no way to half step on that. There's no way to take it as like something that is like, oh, like people are gonna hate me. You probably don't even have to tell anybody. You can do it and then just be you. People will see the change in you and they'll ask you, what changed? Like,
Do you mean to keep it between you and God?
you can keep it between you and God. You can keep it between you and God. You can meet brothers. You can be around people who you know that share the same religion, the same ideas as you. But as in the people who don't like it because you don't want them to condemn you, as long as you are genuine, as long as you're sincere in your belief and you're sincere with yourself and the people who are around you, they're gonna be like, oh, you've been so and so for like you've been acting good. You've been doing this. You helped me anytime I asked for it. I'm like, what? Why is this? Oh, it's because this is part of my religion. Oh, what religion are you in?
Islam.
Islam.
MashaAllah. So my last question, it's not a question. If you have kids,
I have 3.
you have 3 kids, 1 girl, 2 boys. So if you think about like all kids around, including yours, what advice would you tell them? From your heart, just
From
let
my
your
heart?
just let your heart talk. But like to all kids.
All kids.
Yes.
All kids in the world, I would say, listen to your parents unless you know they're telling you something that's bad.
Which is a term in the Quran.
Yes.
Okay.
Listen to your parents unless you know for a fact it's wrong.
Unless you tell yes.
And just, I don't know, be happy. Don't let everything bring you down. Don't let life bring you down, because the older you get, the more responsibilities you have, the more things that you have to do, the more things that you have to be accountable for yourself. So everything follows after that. But as soon as you start trying to take on responsibilities that are above your age and above your knowledge is when life gets hard. But when you're put in situations where you think that you have to be an adult when you're not, is when life gets hard. And when you start making decisions for yourself at an age that you shouldn't be, is when life gets even harder. So try to always ask for help. Ask anybody you know that's a good person. Ask them for help.
What advice would you give to Muslims?
For Muslims, I would say just be good to everybody. I keep saying this, there's just too much hate. There's way too much hate. So be good to everybody. No, there's not one person that can come up to me. I've had somebody who's a 5%er saying, hey, I'm Muslim too. And I'm not going to tell him he's not. I'm just going to say, oh, what's up, brother? How are you? How are you, brother? You know, and if he needs help, I'm helping him. This world is our ummah.
Yeah.
Everybody is one. We're all
From Adam
children
and Eve.
of Adam. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we all have to be good to each other.
What advice would you give to the people that they are still debating to convert, to revert, or to stay? Like if they have like a 50-50 souls, or less than 50, or more than
If you're less than 50, then you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know this religion. If you're less than 50, you don't know this religion.
Okay.
If you're more than 50, you know this religion. So if you know it and you're uneasy with it, I would say to just, I don't know, I would say just to think and to keep reading. I don't see as you knowing what this is about and you're rejecting it. If you're rejecting it, you're not ready.
What would you advise people that they afraid to ask questions?
Don't be afraid. If you go to one person and they don't give you the answers you want, go to somebody else. And then go to somebody else after that. This is all about being able to ask somebody. You should be able to ask somebody. And there are way too many brothers out here that will give you information. They will talk to you. I don't know how many people I've walked up to and just said, Assalamu alaikum, I have a question. And they haven't stopped and said, Wa alaikum salam, what is your question? And they won't answer it. They can go on it, they want to answer it. A lot of people want to answer your questions. So if you have questions, if you have concerns, if you have problems that you're dealing with when it comes to Islam and when it comes to your belief and your faith, it's okay to ask.
And one final advice to the people, alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Like one final question to ask for those that they are the people that they do drugs. I know you've been around a few.
Yes.
If you want to leave like advice for them.
My advice for anybody who's addicted to anything, I know
it's not related, but I know you have experience, and I want you to relate.
I was never addicted to anything but adrenaline. I could say that. And by me saying I'm addicted to adrenaline, I was addicted to doing things that felt like I had some type of rush or some type of power or whatever the case is. I fed on that. I loved that, you know. And I would say that you can substitute it, and it's and not with another drug, not with, if you're addicted to this, smoking whatever, you smoke cigarettes, or you were addicted to alcohol, smoke, or to drink coffee. I wouldn't say to substitute it in that way, even though it's less harmful. I would say you can substitute it with prayer, with in sujood, you'll find everything.
In sujood, mashallah.
Yes, you'll find everything.
So one last question. Do you have anything else that I didn't ask you and that you would like to share?
I would say that people should be willing to help. Most people don't like taking their time out to help the next man, to help the next woman. They don't want to, but invest yourself in people.
That's a great, valuable idea.
That's the best thing to do. There's so many people who need help. There's so many people in prison that need help, incarcerated everywhere, and they look for that help, and they don't have it. They don't have it, so they leave that place the same way they came in, and they're only being recycled over and over again. And it's a sad thing. It's a very sad thing. And inshallah, I can do whatever I can do to help them when I can.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
So, at the end of the video, we would like to thank you a lot for your valuable time. And hopefully, if people have more questions, they could text us and email us. And we will be very happy to answer the questions, even if we have to go like live, maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe, who knows? And if you have questions to our brother here, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll be more than happy to make sure that he answers the questions. Hopefully, I know he will.
Yes.
And as well as, if you don't want to reach out to us, and you have questions about Islam, try to reach to a website called Why Islam. I'm not sure if it's .net, .org. It's a website that have books and materials and stuff regarding this. People try to find Islam. And there's so many other sources. And we will try to put the website in the description of this video, inshallah, and the previous video as well. And I will also put the page, the defining moment. So if you guys want to get in touch and try to see how you guys could help with establishing it, to help people incarcerated and to help people get more Islamic material, as well as Islamic services sometimes. So if you want to donate your time, your energy, stuff like that, we could more than happy to accommodate this and help you, inshallah, find this. Jazakumullah khairan, and assalamu alaikum, and see you in the next video, inshallah.